Welcome to section 12.8, part 1. This is the 133rd session of the CISSP exam prep series. In this session, we'll build a private path across a network you do not trust. We'll answer several questions. What exactly is a VPN? And what does it protect? What is a VPN concentrator? What is tunneling? And where does it fall short? How does a VPN link actually behave? And what is the difference between transport mode and tunnel mode? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because your people connect from networks you will never control. Picture a consultant opening the company portal from the shared Wi-Fi in a busy hotel lobby. Between that laptop and headquarters lies a stretch of internet full of strangers. The VPN is what turns that hostile stretch into a private hallway. Designing it correctly is your responsibility. What exactly is a VPN? And what does it protect? A virtual private network is a communication channel between two entities across an untrusted intermediary network. It can supply authentication, access control, and the confidentiality and integrity of what it carries. The majority of VPNs rely on encryption to shield the data moving through them. Though encryption is not strictly required for something to count as a VPN, it can link two whole networks or just two individual systems, and it can protect legacy applications that rely on risky protocols. But note one gap. A VPN gives you confidentiality and integrity, yet it does not guarantee availability. Picture an armored car. It keeps the cargo safe on the road, but it cannot promise the road stays open. What is a VPN concentrator? It is a dedicated hardware device built to service many concurrent VPN sessions at once, scaling into the hundreds or even thousands. It delivers high availability, scalability, and performance for those secure links. You will hear it called by many names: a VPN gateway, a VPN server, a VPN appliance, and more. But they all point to the same role. Because these devices are transparent to the systems behind them, individual hosts do not need their own VPN software when an appliance is present. Picture a single grand gatehouse at the edge of an estate, checking and admitting a whole stream of visitors so the buildings inside need no gates of their own. What is tunneling, and why is it the heart of a VPN? Tunneling is the process of protecting one protocol's packets by wrapping them inside packets of another protocol. That wrapping creates the illusion of a private tunnel across the untrusted network, running between the point that encapsulates the data and the point that unwraps it. Think of mailing a letter to a relative. You write the letter, seal it in an envelope, and let the postal service carry it. The letter is your real data, the envelope is the tunneling protocol, and the postal system is the untrusted network in between. When that wrapping includes encryption, tunneling lets sensitive data cross hostile networks without losing confidentiality or integrity. Why else would you use tunneling? Beyond privacy, tunneling has clever uses. Because traffic control devices cannot read what is inside the wrapped packets, tunneling can carry restricted content past firewalls, gateways, and proxies that would otherwise block it. It can also connect systems that would not normally talk, encapsulating one network's traffic inside another's protocol to bridge them. And it lets you carry a protocol that is not routable, or keep the number of protocols on your network small. Picture smuggling a sealed diplomatic pouch through a checkpoint that is not allowed to open it. The guard has to wave it through. Where does tunneling fall short? It is not free. Tunneling is inefficient because most protocols carry their own error handling and session features, so stacking one inside another doubles the overhead for a single message. The wrapping also creates larger or extra packets that eat more bandwidth, and without enough of it, a tunnel can saturate the link. Tunneling is point-to-point, so it does not handle broadcast traffic. And it blinds your defenses. Since firewalls, intrusion detection, and malware scanners cannot inspect an encrypted payload, that is why those tools must sit outside the tunnel, acting on the traffic only after it is decrypted. Picture wrapping a parcel in so many protective layers that it barely fits through the door, and the inspector at the gate cannot see what is inside. How does a VPN link actually behave? Once established, a VPN link acts almost exactly like a direct cable to the LAN. It can run over any underlying connection: a wired LAN, wireless, dial-up, a WAN link, or the internet. The only real difference a user might feel is speed, which depends on the network in between. Over the link, a remote client does the same things and reaches the same resources as if it were plugged in on site. A pattern called remote node operation. One caution stands out. The data is protected only while it is inside the tunnel. The data travels in the clear across the originating LAN, is safeguarded only while it passes between the edge VPN servers, and is left exposed once more after reaching the destination LAN. And using 2 internet links to build a VPN is often far cheaper than a dedicated leased line. Picture a secure shuttle between 2 office buildings. You are guarded on the shuttle, but not while walking across either lobby. What is the difference between transport mode and tunnel mode? A VPN can run in 2 modes, and the distinction turns on what gets encrypted. In transport mode, the link is anchored at the individual hosts, and only the payload is encrypted while the original header stays visible. That makes it a host-to-host, end-to-end encrypted connection, best used within a trusted network between specific systems. In tunnel mode, the link is anchored at the VPN devices on the network boundaries, and the entire original packet, header, and all is encapsulated and given a fresh header. Tunnel mode is what you use to cross untrusted networks, whether joining 2 sites together or letting distant clients reach the office. Picture 2 ways to send a valuable. Transport mode locks the contents but leaves the address label readable. Tunnel mode seals the whole package inside a new outer box. So let's bring it together. A VPN is a private channel across an untrusted network, giving you confidentiality and integrity, but never guaranteed availability. A concentrator scales those connections at the border, transparently. Tunneling is the mechanism, wrapping one protocol inside another, powerful for privacy and bypass, but costly in overhead and blind to inspection. A VPN link behaves like a direct LAN cable, yet protects data only inside the tunnel. And transport mode encrypts just the payload for host-to-host use, while tunnel mode wraps the entire packet to cross untrusted ground. Hold these foundations, and part 2 will build cleanly on top. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on rucloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.